Hello, my name is Scott Davis. Welcome to New World Birth. This is the care and feeding of a New World Age report for the Gregorian date of September 26, 2016, and one man or eagle in the Mayan Zolkin calendar, with Pluto turning direct, Mars entering Capricorn, the Libra New Moon, and Mercury entering Libra. September 26 is one man or eagle, and it carries the themes of higher perspective, keen vision, free spirit, messenger of faith and knowledge, patience, wings of spirit, value, manifestation of fertility, knowing the details, duality of the sun and moon, the budding youth and the wise elder, male and female, the soaring eagle and the fallen eagle, the messenger between heaven and earth. It represents luck, hope, liberty, trust, good fortune, and good relationships. And eagles have this quality of being able to observe movements from a great distance. The one eagle 13-day period could be used to gain greater perspective about the events in our lives through creating some distance between the observer and the observed. And since we're entering into a new Gregorian month during this Trecena, I thought I'd discuss the metaphysics of the upcoming month. October is the 10th month, and with the digits of 2016, when we add it together, we get 10, and then we add the 1 and the 0, and it tells us that we're in a 10-1 month in numerology. Basic numerology reduces numbers to 1 through 9. So when we think about that arc, the 1 represents the time of new beginnings. The 10 and the 1 are represented by the Wheel of Fortune and Magician archetypes in the Tarot cards. The Wheel of Fortune is about prosperity, abundance that comes from being objective, flexible, and creative. To quote Ruth Ross, all prosperity begins in the mind and is dependent upon the full use of our creative imaginations. The 1 card is the Magician card, which represents the principle of communication, represented by the god Mercury. Words were originally magic. To quote another quote to illustrate the magician archetype, this one comes from Starhawk. Language shapes consciousness, and the use of language to shape consciousness is an important branch of magic. So October represents the beginning of a new cycle that comes into being through our communications, leading us towards prosperity by being flexible, objective, and creative. And before I get into the daily energy for one man, on the 26th, all the planets appear to be moving direct from our vantage point here on the Earth, except for Chiron, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which appear to be moving retrograde or in reverse motion. And remember, the themes of retrograde planets are to review the past, reevaluate, reminisce, and we can see these themes being played out. Chiron retrograde has us reviewing our wounds so that they can be released by having the courage to open our hearts to any fear or pain associated with the past. If you find yourself recalling painful events or situations between now and when Chiron turns direct on November 30th, it's advisable to remain conscious when dealing with these uncomfortable feelings, as they will reveal a path to healing and letting go of what no longer serves a purpose in our upcoming journey. And then Uranus retrograde in Aries is seeking to shake our very foundation through the unexpected rebellion of the individual. Uranus in Aries will have people wanting to hurry the process of getting free, to push the river of revolution, whether it be personal or political. Uranus in astrology forces us outside of our comfort zones so that we have to look for possibilities outside of the box. This is about unplanned experiences that disrupt our perceived or planned life path in order to move us forward in our spiritual evolution individually and globally. And then Neptune retrograde is seeking transcendence through spiritual experiences. This is a time to use spiritual practices to keep us grounded as we expand our intuition and consciousness. Both Neptune and Pisces, the sign that it rules, tend to be dreamy, imaginative, difficult to nail down due to their qualities of illusion and illumination, often without any way of knowing which is which. They represent compassion and codependence, selflessness and loss of self, higher purpose and substance abuse in their inspiration to transcend the material plane and experience something beyond words and thoughts. And then Pluto retrograde. Pluto is the planet of transformation through death and rebirth cycle. And when it's retrograde, it's about reviewing the past. So this is a time of releasing anything from the past that is a burden to our new path. Pluto represents death and completion. And in Capricorn, it brings a breakdown of structures to bring about transformation. And the big change during the Eagle Trecena is that the Lord of the Underworld, Pluto, is turning direct on the 26th. Pluto's been retrograde for about 6 months, and it's stationed or at a standstill during this 13-day time period. As Pluto begins to move forward, it closes one chapter and opens another. So let go of what no longer serves the transformation process individually and globally. So let's look at the daily vibrational energy for this Trecena. September 26th is one man or eagle. This is about unity experience through seeing from a higher perspective in the Mayan Soul King calendar. And as I said before, Pluto is turning direct, which slowly shifts the energy of the planet of death, rebirth, and transformation from our inner experience during the retrograde period to the outer world as it continues to destroy the decaying Capricorn structures of government, big business, and big religion. Pluto is affecting many of us as it changes directions at 14 degrees 55 minutes Capricorn, which is a time of increasing intensity and force when superficiality will not be enough. This will be particularly intense for people with personal planets around 15 degrees of Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn. Pluto's at the peak of its power due to its lack of movement and changing directions. This can be destructive energy that needs to fulfill its purpose as transformation. It's really best to hold lightly or let go if needed. Surrender that which has outlived its purpose. And then also on the 26th, the Sun is conjunct to Jupiter. So from our perspective here on the Earth, the Sun and Jupiter are at the same degree of Libra. And so this is a very good energy, both physically and psychologically. It's very optimistic and expansive. People will be more open-minded, so it might be a good day to study and understand subjects that normally seem beyond our understanding. The only caution I see with this transit is to avoid being arrogant, domineering, or excessive, as those are the negative aspects of the day. Mostly this is very positive. It promotes future growth. I'm not going to be covering the daily lunar activity during these reports other than new and full moons, but that information is available on the New World Birth daily Facebook post and on the blogger New World Birth blog. The 27th is two key or wisdom, duality experience through introspection, meditation, and forgiveness. And at this point, we have Mars entering into Capricorn, and which brings control and focus to the energy, for physical activity. A fierce, magnetic, and commanding are descriptions of Capricorn Mars. This energy that is held in reserve until it's needed. This also has the quality of quiet self-sacrifice. Mars also rules sex, so it gives an earthy and passionate quality to encounters. It also brings self-control to relationships. Capricorn Mars is productive and practical. September 28th is 3 Kaban, or Earth. It's about taking action through gratitude for Mother Earth in the Mayan Soul King calendar. The 29th is 4 Etsnob, or Flint, stability through being introspective. September 30th is 5 Kawak, or Storm, empowerment through recognizing the gifts of adversity. And at this point, we have the Libra New Moon, which is challenged by Mars and merging with Jupiter and the Sun. Mars square the New Moon can have people feeling irritable, which could lead to needless disputes. But we have the Moon merging with Jupiter, which can bring good feelings and generosity to others. So these may balance each other out, or we may experience people exhibiting one or the other quality. Since this is the second new moon of the month, It is also called the Black Moon. And new moons are times of new beginnings. And in Libra, it's about balance, partnership, diplomacy, harmony, and aesthetics. New moons bring an opportunity to set an intention for manifestation on the following full moon. So look at the house of your astrology chart that contains 8 degrees, 15 minutes of Libra to consider what area of life is being activated by this new moon. For me, this is the 5th house of children and creativity. So I'd expect this cycle to provide new information about my creative process and perhaps my relationships with children. That would fulfill the Libra New Moon's desire for pleasantry and beauty through the 5th house's role of creative expression. October 1st is 6th Ahau, or Sun, being in the flow through honoring the wisdom and memory of our ancestors. And at this point, we have Venus in a trine to Neptune. So from our perspective here on the Earth, they are forming a 120-degree angle between Venus and Neptune, which is an alignment between planet octaves. Venus representing personal love and Neptune representing unconditional love. Excuse me, this is pleasant energy, although it's not great for accomplishing tasks. It has a strong tendency for daydreaming and fantasy. This is excellent for any type of creativity that must be conceived mentally prior to being brought into physical form. This is also, and for the more highly evolved, this is experienced as great compassion and tenderness, as the transit induces selflessness and spiritual love. October 2nd is 7 Emish, or crocodile, reflection through nurturing new beginnings. And while we have Mercury opposed by Chiron, which brings a greater focus in our thinking regarding issues that require release to promote healing and can take us more deeply into our past wounds to allow more organized insights that seek resolution. We may feel uncomfortable or unsettled as our old emotions come to the surface in our conscious mind so that they can be healed. This may cause difficulties for a couple of days with the tension of opposition that pulls the pain of the past into our present consciousness. The third is 8 Eek, or wind, balance through communications in the Mayan Zolkin calendar. October 4th is 9 Akbal, or night, patience experience through contemplating the stars. And at this point, we have the Sun in a sextile to Saturn. So from our perspective here on the Earth, they're forming a 60-degree angle. Sun sextile Saturn is a great day for getting things done. It brings an orderly state of mind and a strong sense of self-discipline. This is practical energy that is not interested in idealistic or abstract considerations that have no application in daily life. This favors all matters related to work or profession, with what is accomplished being done carefully with wonderful concentration and attention to detail, which may impress authority figures. Advice from older people is also favored under this transit. It's not the best day for relaxing because it can be a little serious in its frame of mind. The 5th is 10 Con, or seed, or lizard. This is about manifestation through planting seeds and making new connections, while we have Venus in Scorpio in a sextile to Pluto in Capricorn. So from our perspective here on the Earth, they're forming a 60-degree angle. This brings an atmosphere of passion, intensity, and expression with less filtering. Be careful not to say things you will regret later. Folks may seek the advice of older people, Capricorn, regarding relationships and money. Venus in harmony with Pluto combines love and death. So this could be a time when we hear from an ex-lover or have a desire to contact a partner from our past. This transit deepens our emotions and brings more focus on on our friendships. It also intensifies love relationships and interpersonal bonds and can take sexual experiences to a whole new level. A new relationship begun under this influence will feel fated. Also on the 5th, we've got Mars in a square to Jupiter. So from our perspective here on the Earth, Mars is forming a 90-degree angle with Jupiter, which brings energy for successful activities and furthering new projects, with a caution against being reckless during the surge of unbridled desire. Folks will be tempted to shoot first and ask questions later, acting quickly without considering all the factors. Unjustified optimism that our efforts today will turn into gold may unbalance our judgment. Through planning and forethought, we may find success, but it will not come about based solely on luck. This transit is future-oriented and good for furthering new projects. Just avoid overextending yourself or your resources. There is also a fondness for risk-taking and pushing beyond normal limitations of energy, but impulsivity now will be paid for in the future, which may be less than pleasant, or it may result in accidents at this time. October 6th is 11 Chan, or Serpent, in the Mayan Old King calendar, which is about resolution through being flexible. The 7th is 12 Kimi, or transformation, understanding through releasing what no longer serves us, while we have Mercury entering into Libra, which is about rational, balanced thinking and communication. People will be more inclined to make decisions by listening to the pros and cons. Fairness is important while Mercury is in Libra, and sometimes this weighing of options turns into indecision. Mercury is social in Libra and does not wish to stir up controversy, so I'd expect to have more friendly and possibly sympathetic conversations with others over the next 17 days. Folks are more likely to speak tactfully and seek peaceful solutions and diplomacy regarding regarding relationships. Also on the 7th, the Sun squares Pluto. So from our perspective here on the Earth, the Sun is forming a 90-degree angle with Pluto, which brings a tense time period when the Libra Sun squares Pluto and Capricorn, which can bring powerful forces to test us from within and without. These tests may lead us to make radical changes in some area of our lives that are not working well. This can be beneficial for letting go of old patterns or behaviors that come up for examination at this time. Holding on to what is not working will just make life more difficult. This transit also indicates that that persons in authority may demand that we account for our actions or even ourselves. Some people will abuse the power they're wielding under this influence. Also, this indicates a breakdown of situations and machinery. No matter what you experience, what your experience of something will make you aware of that it needs fixing. And my advice is to fix it, whether it's a machine, a relationship, a behavior, or a pattern that no longer works. And then October 8th is 13 Manik, or Deer, which is about movement to the next stage through being of service to others in the Mayan Old King calendar. So no matter what energies that are affecting you during the one Eagle Trecena, just take some time to be in the flow of the planet by being in nature, watching a sunrise or a sunset, communing with the stars, being conscious of the moment through introspection, meditation, or just really being conscious when you're with somebody you love. Every day is a blessing, no matter what dramas beckon to distract us. We're all here just giving the performance of a lifetime on this world stage. Just take some time to observe your play as well as act your part by remembering you're a spiritual being that's having a human experience. I want to thank you for checking out New World Birth. The next segment of the Care and Feeding of a New World Age Report will be on October 9th for one Lamont, or Star, or Rabbit, or Venus, with the Aries full moon and Venus entering Sagittarius. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, or the Mayan Magic's website, as there's New World birth presences in all those places. And I encourage you to share this information as videos or as text as widely as you choose. And as always, I invite you to contact me at newworldbirth@yahoo.com if you've got any questions or you wish to schedule a reading. And I am providing readings and wish to make this service available to the greatest amount of folks. So I created 3 options with 3 levels of compensation. So if you've been thinking about getting a reading, please contact me. I would love to provide you a reading during these uncertain times. You'll need to be able to either call me in Maine in the USA, or we can connect with Skype to receive your reading. We're also accepting donations to keep these reports freely available, and we are definitely in dire need of donations and readings. At this point, I'm sort of projecting into the future, and without some financial support, I can't imagine we're going to be going more than another month. Anyway, and so if you're interested and you have the means financially to support us, or you want to get a reading, and you have then please contact me. As always, I'm blessed that you've taken the time to connect with my passion for these ancient mysteries and their application to our journey during this incarnation. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste and Lakesh, and look forward to connecting with you in the future, either in a reading, a future video, or if you have a question. All my best to everybody. Peace.